ways to protect yourself: ground and balance, shielding, and removing negativity. So I'll go through all of these. Now, ground and balance, you don't have to be outside, but it can help. A lot of it just depends upon visualization and having people leave you alone for a while so you can think. So I'll go through this a little quickly, but you still get the idea. Okay. Okay, so to ground and balance, I like to sit down, but if you're really adept at doing this, you can just do it by just standing and taking a moment. So sit down, feel the earth beneath you, and breathe and relax. And then you visualize your chakras from sacral, base, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. And you can use the appropriate colors or not, it doesn't really matter. Again, it comes down to the visualization that works for you. I like using a large lotus leaf, a lotus flower, excuse me, and when I visualize that lotus flower, I visualize it slowly opening, and then I spin it, and then I fill it with light. Look at that little bitty spider down there. Oh. Look, he's tiny. So I would start with my base chakra, and I would visualize it opening, filling with light, and then I would mentally give it a spin. Just because I'm right-handed, I go counterclockwise. Most of the time that is the correct direction. Once I was doing this distance for someone, and it actually went, I gave it a spin, it went, and then started going the opposite direction. And I was like, oh, all right. And that's totally fine. There's nothing that says it has to be one way. And then I would move up through each chakra, opening it, filling with light, spinning it until they were all spinning, going up. When I would get to my crown, that one, not just open and spitting, but I would also I'd visualize energy from my root chakra all the way up and out the top, basically flushing like a sprinkler, like a fountain. And I would do that until I felt good, and then I would, starting at the top, the flower would still be spinning full of light, but I would close it to protect it from the outside, to protect my energy, and I would go back down. So that is the best way, well, there's a couple of ways, but that is one of the best ways to protect your inner self from people. Because if you're just blasting that energy out, that's how a lot of people get vampirized, energy vampires, is because they're just belting out all this energy and things feed off it. The next one is shielding. Now this takes a lot more practice. Some people find this very hard. I found it very easy, but you know, whatever. And it's how you want to do it. I personally do it as a bubble around me of energy. I usually have it white, but you can do whatever color you like. Different colors have different meanings. I go with white. And basically when I form this, I state, because intention is everything, that I only allow positive energy in. All negative is not allowed in. And you can also do a mirror finish on the outside, but again, it comes down to intention. You have to state that this is to repel all negativity back to source. If you just put it there and don't make a statement of intent, then it repels everything, good, bad, whatever. But if you say this is to repel all negativity, all positive thoughts and energies are allowed in, that works. But just putting it there without any statement, then it can be haphazard. You got to look at this a little bit. Now, removing negativity. This one I'm going to go through quickly, but you will get the hang of it so that you can take more time with it later. So removing negativity, this is more of negative thoughts in your head that lead to self-doubt, self-abuse, basically hang-ups from your past. And this is a good thing to do to help you set aside things that you dwell on. Pretty much it's kind of a choose your own adventure. You want to go somewhere where you're comfortable. On the beach, a cliffside, of a field, meadow, whatever. So it's good to do a little bit of meditation beforehand because you want to do this with intent and what you're going to be working on. So you choose your place and you visualize walking, we'll say walking through the forest. It's calm, you hear the birds, you hear a little bit of the rustling of the wind through the trees. You're very relaxed and at peace. You get to a cliff's edge. I know you're not going to jump. And so you have this thing that happened to you, and it can be very minor trauma. It could be something you did, something that was done to you, something you saw that had nothing to do with you, but still, it's something that you dwell on. So what you do is, instead of having this memory, this video memory constantly running through your head, you're going to take a black and white still picture of it. Because you don't want to forget it, but you also don't need it to be running and ruling your life and ruining your life. So you take a still, black and white still of it, okay, you put it in your pocket. Later, you're going to put this in a box and put it on your bed or in the closet so that you'll always have it, but it's not going to be running through your head constantly. And then you take this memory and you pick up a rock that's at your feet. You wrap it around the rock. You tie it with a piece of string that you pull out of your pocket, and you throw it over the cliff. You are letting this go. You are consciously releasing this memory, and this is also stating that it no longer has control over you. You're not going to forget about it, but you don't want it running your life. It does not need to do that. It's okay to move on. And you can do this with as many things at a time. You can do it with one memory at a time. You can do it, if the same memory keeps popping up, you can do it again. The biggest thing is you're making this conscious decision to remove this from your life. And it really helps. It really helps.